Hey, what's happening? I'm Videobob, and this is our 46 DeLorean Time Machine. This is a 1982 DeLorean converted to look like the Mr. Fusion Time Machine. Now, we put in all the goodies on this car just like we do on all of our cars. It has the sound effects when you open the door. That was not inserted into the video. That's coming from the actual car. As you can see, our bands light up in the proper white lighting just like in the movie. This is a new type of LED technology that runs on 12 volts and lasts a really long time and has a continuous lighting, as you can see in some of the photos here. So you don't see the little dots and things. There's a lot of people experimenting with different types of lighting, and we feel like we've found the perfect ones. We were the first ones to build a replica with real neon lighting on our number 6 car, the one that sold on Auction Kings back in 2011. We've been doing this for 20 years, since 2003 when I got my first DeLorean, and we went out to Universal Studios and studied the real cars and learned everything about them. I befriended Kevin Pike, the builder of the original DeLorean Time Machine for the film, as well as Bob Gale, who wrote the movie, who both endorsed me and mentored me to help us build these cars. So now I am an NBC Universal vendor, and we built the DeLorean Time Machine that you see on display in Orlando. So you may have seen one of our cars before, or in the many museums and, you know, all the different car museums all around the country. So this is your chance to have one of these cars. They sell at auctions, and you can buy it directly from me. So basically, we go through, and every single part of this car, when you look up close, you'll see all of these things are replicated exactly as they are on the A car. When the original screen-used car was restored, which is now at the Peterson Museum, we helped them with a little bit of parts and information, and in return, we've got some parts from them, such as these boxes that you find on the top and on the front. We call those the flux boxes. These are molded after the real ones that are on the screen-used car. All of the parts that you see on the car are replicated from the original parts. So whereas a lot of other home builders or other people who try to do what we do, they just kind of cobble stuff together on there, and if you don't really know what you're looking at, you may not understand or appreciate the accuracy of some of these parts. But every single thing on here is done meticulously. We go through big, thick books of photos that we took of the original car, and we go through inch by inch, and every little zip tie and wire, the rotation or the position of each little part is purposefully done exactly like the one that you see on display at the Peterson Museum. So all of that type of thing is really important to us to represent the car as it would have appeared in the 3 movies. Now, a lot of people mistakenly will call this the Part 2 car, but Kevin Pike will remind you it was at the end of Part 1 that Doc returns from the future with Mr. Fusion. So this car is represented as it is in the first movie when he returns from 2015. Now, all of this soot and all of this splatter and things, this is exactly how the original A car is. Our team of airbrush artists put all this paint on. We have a team of engineers, mechanics, artists who help us put this car together. We've really gotten it down pat. Now, this particular 1982 DeLorean has been lowered. It runs great. It's got cold air conditioning. It's got a working cassette player. And this car is signed by Doc Brown himself, Christopher Lloyd. But the important thing to us is that the car has to be able to function, and it has to be able to be on display. So we designed the cars in a way that they can be plugged in on the side, as you see on this port here. You can plug it in and leave it in full operation mode like this 24/7. The car that we have at Universal Studios in Orlando has been on 24 hours a day for years, and you'll be surprised how robust our technology is and how well it lasts. We've also added a few goodies to this car to make it more fun. It has several remote controls that you can put in your pocket. One of them operates the fog machine that's found underneath the truck. When you hold down this button, you'll get the fog that shoots out of the back. And that's always a lot of fun. Now, there's a controller here that will allow you to set a timer to have it go off every once in a while or manually whenever you want. Let's go for a little tour around the car, and I'll show you how some of this stuff works. Now, here on the dash to the left of the steering wheel is the control panel for the Xantrex inverter power system. That little button there allows you to turn on your 2,000 watt inverter and create the electricity you need to run the fog machine. We've located that where you can keep track of your voltage, your power, everything. You know how much battery power that you have. Now to the right of that, just like in the movie, you have your time circuits, which are fully programmable. You can put any dates in there you want, and the center section is a working clock that actually keeps real time. Of course, behind you is the flux capacitor. We have this other control here that plays some of the sound effects. Now, when you drive 88 miles an hour, or if you simulate the time event sequence, which we can show you that demo later, it'll play the sound of going 88 miles an hour. If I press this button in here, you'll see that the speedometer ramps up to 88 miles an hour and it simulates a demo mode of going through time. Flux gets bright, you get all the sound effects. But what you can also do with this remote, and I can't play this on YouTube very much, but it plays the entire soundtrack of Back to the Future. So that's something that we're not allowed to do on YouTube because of all the different laws, copyright laws. But it has the entire soundtrack of Back to the Future that'll play in the car. So, all right, that's all you get of that. So the other thing that we did was we redesigned our electrical system. The electrical system that runs the props in the car is completely separate from the electrical system of the car. So the car still has its original car battery, its original fuse box, which is unmolested. The car, the engine, and all the aspects of the actual driving car are completely unmolested and unchanged. All of the props and electronics for the props have their own separate fuse box and battery and charging system. Under the hood, we have a huge 200 amp lithium iron phosphate battery that runs the fog machine and all of the prop lights. We do that so that if you go to a show and you leave it on, you can do this all day long, running the fog, running the lights, running the music, and you'll still be able to start the car because it's a completely separate system. We do this in a way so that you can plug the car in, leave it on permanent display for days, months, years, and it'll still function and you'll be able to just start the car. But that same charger also trickle charges the car battery to keep it up. If you're a collector of cars and you own a collection of cars and you know with exotics, you always have to keep the battery either cut off or charged up. And that's something that we've thought of, being that this is our 46th car and I've been a DeLorean owner for over 20 years now. I have experience with these cars and I know exactly what they need. So that's something that's very important to think about. This is a fully functional driving car. This is a car you can get in, start, drive, has air conditioning, has all the regular functions of the car. It's legal to drive. These white lights are legal to have on while you're driving. They're on the side of the car. There's no red facing lights. Let's take it out for a quick little test drive and show you what it's like to go for a ride in the DeLorean Time Machine. This thing drives awesome. Straight, clean, fast. Wow. Came from a spirited drive. Let's see. Air conditioner's running, 200 degrees. AC running. Temp of the AC is inside there. It says 65, but it's colder than that. It's cold inside. I mean, out here it's what's the temperature outside? 100. That pavement's 109. How is that? What? Oh yeah, and it's nighttime. Wow. All right, so this is the DeLorean Time Machine, 1982 DeLorean. It's ready to rock and roll. It's ready for you to drive. We've shipped these cars all over the world. You'll find them in Australia, France, Monaco, England, Mexico, Canada, all over the place. So if you have the question, can we ship the car to you? Yes, you can ship a car anywhere, and we know how to help you with that. Down in the description is the link of how you can buy this car. And by the way, if this one slips through your fingers, we're all the time building these. This is our 46th car, and we're going to continue doing this as long as we can find these DeLoreans. We always start with the nicest DeLorean that we can find, make sure it's a good running car, good frame, good engine, has to have really good bones. If it needs anything particular, we take care of that, and then we do our conversion. If you have your own DeLorean and you want to send it to us to have us convert it, that's something else we can do too. So if you go to our Facebook page at Bob's Prop Shop on Facebook, go to the photo album section. You'll see all of the cars that we've ever built. You can see some of the cars that we built on our television show on Screen Machines that aired on the Reels channel or maybe on Discovery Channel, depending on what part of the world you were in. Of course, we also featured the car on the show Auction Kings and on Pawn Stars on the History Channel. So you've seen us featured on a lot of different television shows, and there's a reason. These are the best. That's what you want, the best. So go into the description and see where you can get this car. Contact me directly, and I'll hook you up with your own DeLorean Time Machine. And you can be one of only a few in the world that has one of the most exclusive movie cars of all time. Thanks for watching. I'm Videobob. Check out our Facebook page at Bob's Prop Shop. Go to the photo album section and you can see all the cars that we've ever built over the last 20 years. Hey guys, thanks for watching. I'm Videobob from Bob's Prop Shop. Subscribe to this channel if you want to see more of the DeLorean Time Machine. Catch you guys later.